have you. Welcome to the program, The Joe Pag Show. Great radio stations across the land. Of course, we have Newsmax TV, too. We also have joepags.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email. It's all right there. I want to welcome to the program a Trump advisor. His name is Lee Spieckerman. And, Lee, how are you, my friend?
Terrific, Joe. Great to be with you.
Really glad to have you on. I know that you've got a Texas connection. That makes you all right in my book.
Absolutely, right? No place like that.
All right, so you were a spokesman for Speaker Gingrich. You were an advisor to him. What was your role with Newt Gingrich?
I was an advisor. He and I are friends and keep in close touch. And of course, he's also in very close touch with Donald Trump. Was on his final cut to be vice president.
Yeah.
Though, as Newt said, maybe we don't need two pirates on the ticket. So
I got you. No, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I can appreciate that. I've talked to Mr. Trump 4 different times now, and I hope to talk to him again this week. When you talk to the man one-on-one, he's a different kind of guy than the guy who's out there putting on what he knows has to be, the show and the energy and the excitement on the campaign trail. Lee, what are we going to see tonight out of Donald Trump?
I think we're going to see a future president. I mean, I really think that people are slowly already coming to that conclusion. Joe, if you look at how the polls have closed both nationally and in the battleground states, it's stunning. I mean, nationally, and the likely voter polls over the past week, we now have a tie race, not statistically tied, but a tie race in the 3 major likely voter polls. And we're seeing now in Nevada, in Pennsylvania, just dramatic closing. So, the word is that Hillary may even pull out of Ohio because Trump has made a big lead there. So people are already beginning to see this man can be president. I think after the debate tonight, that's going to be reinforced, and maybe some folks that have been operating on the establishment media caricature of Donald Trump are going to say, hey, wait a minute, that guy could be president.
It's Lee Spieckerman. He's an advisor to Donald Trump. And again, tonight is debate night. Tonight is the big night. We've seen Donald Trump on the presidential trail, on the campaign trail. We saw him beat 16 others on the Republican side, but we also saw him say Lion Ted and Little Marco. I mean, they were attacking him the whole time. It's not like he started it. You haven't seen a whole lot of that, although he does say, crooked Hillary and that the DNC was rigged and all that. How much of that is likely to come out tonight, or is he going to go straight for the gusto and talk about issues, and if she attacks, he'll back off? What do you think we'll see? Will there be attacks? Will there be name-calling, or none of that?
Well, I think we should look at what's happened over the past few weeks. What Donald Trump has done while Hillary has been kind of cloistered and resting and supposedly preparing for the debate, Donald Trump has been going all over America, and if you watch those rallies, he has been talking about policy. He's been talking about changing our economy, dramatically growing our economy, getting rid of these terrible trade deals, changing this terrible tax system that we have that puts us at a huge competitive disadvantage around the world,
right.
Creating school choice for our most disadvantaged children so that they have a leg up instead of a hand tied behind their back. So, I think that's what he's going to focus on. The only name-calling really has been coming from Hillary Clinton, obviously calling basically nearly half of America deplorables and irredeemable. That's about as bad as it gets. So, Donald Trump has a lot of energy. He likes to have a little fun with it. This whole thing about, oh, my goodness, the presidential race is becoming entertainment. Hey, through most of American history, about the only entertainment American citizens had was watching politicians.
Right.
That's why they would watch Lincoln and Douglas for 4 hours. So the entertainment and that, reaching out to people, making the whole dialogue interesting is part of the fabric of the American political system. And Trump understands that, but he's a very serious man, a very thoughtful man. And he, as he's often said, he's a counterpuncher.
Yeah.
If he's attacked, of course, he's going to defend himself. He's not going to allow aspersions that she casts to go unanswered. But his main focus is talking about how Donald Trump is going to lead America, that what we're doing isn't working. We have to change it. And even if you're not crazy about Trump or don't fully understand all of his capabilities, which those of us that are involved in the campaign do, you have to acknowledge that what we're doing isn't working. We're on a disastrous course economically, in foreign policy, and Donald Trump is a real change agent, and that's what America has got to have right now.
It's Lee Spieckerman. He is an advisor to Donald Trump into the campaign. Tonight is debate night. 100 million people are expected to tune in. You know, Hillary Clinton ran for president before. There was nowhere near 100 million people who watched she, and Barack Obama debate. It wasn't even close. The reason why people are tuning in is because of the Donald Trump factor. A lot of people, Lee, say that there are folks out there ready and willing and able to vote for Donald Trump who won't admit it to pollsters. Do you think that the race is really as close as it appears, that it's a dead race as we talked about off the top? Or do you think there are a lot of people, almost like the George W. Bush factor in 2004, who would say that they're not sure that they're going to vote Clinton, who would really vote for Donald Trump because they fear the ramifications of letting people know that they're going to vote for him?
Well, one of the most respected Democratic pollsters, Celinda Lake, said a couple of weeks ago that she believes there's a hidden Trump vote. So,
Okay.
I think that tells you all you need to know about what the statisticians that certainly aren't friends of Trump have to say. I think maybe a better way to describe it is, there may be a 1 or 2 point hidden Trump vote. I think maybe a better analogy is kind of what happened with Ronald Reagan in 1980, and that is there are a ton of people who really haven't reached a decision or have a very light commitment maybe to Hillary.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like knocking over,
We might have lost you. You still there? Yeah, but it was going so good too, Carrie.
I know.
I'm going to put him back on hold. Hey, Karina, if he ends up back on the line, let me know immediately. It's Lee Spieckerman. He is a Trump advisor and getting some really good insight. I think that's an angle that we should probably take a look at because there really are a lot of people out there who are going to vote for Donald Trump who don't dare say it out loud. It's like people who won't put a Donald Trump bumper sticker on their car because those who are anti-Trump and those who are pro-Hillary, they're not very happy that anybody would vote for Donald Trump. I mean, you saw Hillary Clinton, why don't I have 50%? Yelling about 50% the other day. Can you imagine if the candidate is that angry about it, then her followers, you would have to imagine probably are going to coincide with that. So we'll get back to Lee as soon as we get the phone line back. Let me go to AJ in the meantime. AJ!
Big time Motown, Joe.
What's going on, brother?
Hey. Oh, man, that God, we give our thanks to God, and God bless them ones that got shot today over here off of Westheimer. I was on my CV this morning heading to work, and I was telling people don't go down Westland because it's a knucklehead down there. But they got him, though. They got him. And so.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad the only person who died was him. I just don't understand why these people think they have to grab a gun and go down to the mall. I don't get it.
I know, but they saying one is in critical condition, and it's about 9 altogether he had shot when they counted it all up. So,
again, I'm going to add him to my prayers tonight. I'm absolutely with you, my friend.
Yes,
all right, so tonight,
yes, hey,
100 million of us are going to be watching. Talk to me what you think you're going to see.
Well, I'm going to see Trump be Trump. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to see him be Trump. And I'll definitely be on Twitter doing my thing as always.
Well, AJ, do you want to see him fight with her or not, or should he just keep it across the board, above the board? And I'm the next president. You can attack all you want. I'm not going to play that game. Or do you want him to fight back?
No, I just want him to just be Trump, and just if she come at him with some bull crap, just politely just call out what she has been failing in. That's all you need to do, and that would take care of that. He ain't got to go. Just be calm, casual, and, just like you do world leaders, go at her and just let everybody know how she failed when she was there helping Obama give out, make $95 million out of work, Benghazi. No, but I know the moderators probably not going. I'm gonna see how they're gonna ask the question.
Well, it's Lester Holt from NBC News, so you know that he's got his marching orders to be as pro-Hillary as he can be without being too obvious. AJ, I've got to go back to the interview. I appreciate you, brother. We'll talk to you very soon. We love AJ. We believe we've got Lee Spieckerman back. Lee, can you hear me?
I can. I'm sorry for the interruption.
No, that's okay. We got a phone call in the meantime, and I just sort of want to pick up where we were. In 2012, I've seen estimates between 3 and 5 million. It might even be higher. Conservatives, 3 to 5 million conservatives stayed home, sat on their hands. They couldn't vote for Romney. Now you've got Donald Trump, who's doing things like reaching out to the minority community, which I love. And he's talking about vouchers, very conservative move, and also will help out those who are less fortunate. But he's also doing things like the child care credit, where people are going, oh, that sounds like a liberal thing. Do you think there are conservatives who still aren't sure about Trump, and can tonight solidify them?
Actually, in the latest polls, Trump now has a higher percentage of Republicans that say they're voting for him than there are Democrats saying they're voting for Hillary.
Nice.
So he's turned that around. And I agree with you. I think there was a lack of fervence on the part of Romney voters, and I think that's clear empirically. That's why he lost the election. It was conservative Republican voters that did not turn out in places like Ohio and Virginia. That's what cost him the race. And Trump, I think, has a level of enthusiasm. We see this in every poll. The enthusiasm gap between Trump and Clinton is profound. And when you talk about things like the child tax credit, basically what we're trying to do is foster something that conservatives have always thought was very important, which is how do we raise children better? How do we enable folks to stay at home during the formative years of their children's lives and raise those children? Because you know what? The cost of what Trump is proposing to make it easier for parents to take care of children is one heck of a lot less than the cost that you have when children have problems later because maybe they didn't have the attention from their parents.
Yeah.
That would have been ideal. So, that's just thinking long term. It also, frankly, enables more folks to enter the workforce and makes our country more productive. So I think that's a very conservative idea. It is not some kind of government giveaway. It's really a catalyst for making it easier to parent in this country, and that's again something that conservatives have stressed for a long time.
Yeah.
And the other policies that Trump, you mentioned pushing school choice among in the inner cities. We have literally the worst schools in the developed world. I mean, it's an outrage.
Well, Lee, I got to tell you, I've never understood why Democrats who claim that they're for minorities and for lower income families who are against school choice, until you realize that they're actually on the side of the TEA and the NEA and all this. And that's why. It's about unions. It's about votes. I'm almost out of time. I want to ask you a quick question, though. In 2008, Barack Obama didn't run against John McCain. He ran against George W. Bush, and Bush wasn't running again. He ran against Bush, acted like Bush was the worst thing that we've ever seen in the world, and people bought into it. Donald Trump is quite literally running against Barack Obama's 7 years, almost 8 years of failed policies, and Hillary Clinton actually worked for him for 4 of those years. Is Trump doing enough, in your opinion, to go after the record of the guy who's in the office now, and Hillary Clinton wants to basically do what he did on steroids? Is he attacking that enough? Will he do more?
I love what you said, and it's the worst ideas that we've had, not just the past 7 years, but the past 15 years,
yeah.
Republican and Democrat,
yeah.
is what Hillary wants to put on steroids. Great way to put it. And I think he is. It's a fine line because, right now in the LA Times USC poll, Trump is getting 15% nearly of the African-American vote. He's getting 36% of the Latino vote, which is 50% more than Romney got.
Right.
So, you don't want to appear to be demonizing Barack Obama, but you can say, these policies aren't working. And frankly, some of the Republican policies haven't been working. The political class has let us down. And there's a new sheriff in town when Donald Trump is elected. And we're going to see real change. And it's not going to be based on what the establishmentarians and what the elites and what the folks that have cocktail parties together and go to, bars together think is a good idea. It's going to be what works for the American people.
Hey, Lee, it's been a pleasure. Let's talk again, okay? And go Trump tonight.
Awesome. Looking forward to the debate, Joe. Thank you.
All right, Lee Spieckerman, he is a Trump advisor. Your thoughts on what you just heard, plus what you're planning to see tonight, Trump versus Clinton, round 1. The first debate 100 million people will be viewing. Your thoughts when we come back on the Joe Pags Show.